Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this meeting. Okay, I think we'll just jump right into it. So I did receive, I wasn't here for the January meeting, but I did receive the meeting minutes and I listened to them, and I hope everyone else got a chance to review them. And so we can vote on them. Is everyone in favor of accepting the meeting minutes as recorded?
I'll make a motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Maureen,
Yes.
just a point of order. You need a motion to accept them in a second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to accept the January commission meeting minutes as recorded.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone in opposing it? Okay, the January minute meetings are accepted. The next item is new business. And that brings us to the 2022 volunteer recognition recipients. Were we able to get names for, or
Yeah.
who is it we're recognizing?
So I know we've gone back and forth about this, and I wanted to do something a little different.
Lindsay, do you have that information?
Yeah, yes. So I wanted to try to do something different than what might have been done in past years. I spoke with my rec staff and really wanted them to take some time to think about the people that they interact with the most. I think previously I've seen a list at the honoree ceremony, 10 or more people at a time. I think we tend to have a lot of repetitive volunteers each year, people that dedicate years and years, like Travis coached for many years. I think that to try to space it out a little bit and make sure that we're not running through a whole slew of people in one year, maybe just break it up to 4 or 5 people a year. And that way we're not running out of names if we have a lot of people that come back each year. So I also reached out to some other staff in our department outside of just the recreation leaders, because we do have volunteers on commissions and boards that participate in the environmental part of things. And so I had mentioned, so right now I have a list of 4 names. And if you guys want to add anyone to this, that's fine. This is just what my department has come up with. I previously had mentioned to you guys Matt Stote. He's someone that I want to nominate just because, I've grown up with Matt, went to school together, played sports together. We developed a very friendly rivalry, as many of us have in the Biddy League program over the years. But he has obviously come back and dedicated a lot of time to not just the Parks and Rec department, but the community overall. Many of you who know Matt know how much he cares about the kids that he works with. He goes above and beyond for them. And so just so you know, I asked anyone who nominated a person to just give a little blurb. So I'm just gonna read what I wrote and then what the others wrote about their nominees. Matt has been a volunteer coach for our 14 to 18 youth basketball program for 2 years. I've seen him in action with the kids he coaches, and he gives nothing less than 100%. He takes his time teaching his players about the game and sportsmanship. After his games conclude, he and his team stay back to help our rec staff clean up and pick up bottles. He makes sure that that's something that they understand is, however you saw it, however it was when you arrived, that's how you leave it, and you leave it better than you found it. And And so he always makes sure that the kids understand to help out as much as possible. He serves as a wonderful mentor for these kids, and we truly are lucky to have him. So he's my personal nomination. I think that he deserves this to be recognized in this manner. The second person, her name is Melissa Iachetta. Melissa is a volunteer member of the Climate Smart Kingston Commission, who has played a significant role in a number of environmental education campaigns over multiple years on the committee, including KSKC's 2021 Pizza Box campaign, which involved the distribution of thousands of free stickers to pizza places in Kingston that were to be placed on boxes, informing customers on how to avoid recycling contaminated and carry-out containers. Melissa also coordinates the City of Kingston's Repair Cafe, which is a volunteer-run initiative of environmental activists that offers free assistance to anyone in the community who wishes to repair a possession instead of just throwing it out. She's motivated, a committed member of the commission whose work has been critical to the success of many citywide environmental initiatives. And she is being nominated by Ellie Gartenstein, who is our environmental specialist. One of our newest rec leader, Chris Connolly, he has nominated Dan Killian. I think many of you know Dan. He is currently a coach of our 14 to 18-year-old Big League program. When we were in need of a coach, Dan volunteered without hesitation to take on a team. He was eager to start. He's been fully engaged in communicating with his players and staff during the games. Sorry, I'm just reading this real quick. Also, the combination of his role as an SRO, school resource officer, in the town of Ulster. He's a police officer and a volunteer coach. It creates a much needed pathway to mentorship in the community. So that's Chris's nomination. And
What is his last?
Say it
What
again?
is Dan's last name?
Killian, Killian.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. And Andrew Williams, one of our other rec leaders, has nominated Justice Smith. I know Justice, he's been great. He grew up in the program. He's been a camper in our summer camps. He's played in our basketball programs. He's been a coach for actually quite a few years. He's one of our younger coaches, but he is excellent with these kids. He's volunteered coaching for many of our youth sports, including biddy basketball, 8 to 10 and 11 to 13. He also coaches flag football. He's done that for several years. I believe this year he actually coached 2 teams, 8 to 10 and 11 to 13, and has even refereed when asked to referee. He continues to help the rec department in many ways. He helps to set up before the games. He helps to clean up after. The kids love him. He's approachable. He's relatable to all the youth. He's had an impact on anyone he's come in contact with. And he really is an overall pleasure to be around. And he teaches the kids so many different lessons on and off the field, which is exactly what we want, our programs to be about, on and off the court, life lessons. And most importantly, they have fun. He helps them to enjoy the game, whatever game it is. And he encourages to just enjoy everything that they're doing. So I was actually really pleased to see the nominations that were included this year, because I've personally seen a couple of these people in action, and I do think that these are appropriate choices. So I informed my staff that I would present this information to you guys. If you need to see the write-up, I will email it to you if you're looking for more information on them. But just wanted to give you guys a little blurb about all of them, just so you know why our staff came to the decision of their nomination.
Yeah, all those
Well, I
names
think it was a good
sound
idea
great.
to
Yeah.
change up the process a little bit, because it did give us more people to select from. So I'm familiar with just one of those, but the other ones are excellent recipients of this volunteer recognition.
Yeah, I think they all sound great, and I like the idea that the staff who actually work with them are the ones doing the nominating.
That's right.
The rubber meets the road, so to speak, you know. They know who's out.
Right.
They're all worthy of the recognition for sure. So what do we need to do?
I mean, if you guys, well, first I want to say, because I think Travis started speaking, so I don't know if you wanted to chime in, Trav. You're good.
No, it's just a reiteration of what everyone else said, that those
Oh.
nominees are rock stars. You know, like I said, the everything that you just said about them, it's the truth. So I have no issues.
This is Joe. I feel the same way. I'm agreeing with everybody else. No, I mean, a lot of people that are nominated, a lot of us don't really know exactly what they do. But good to see that other people in the community are doing a lot of other things as well, and within the recreation department, other departments of the community. So that's great. Well,
Yeah,
before-
thank you. Yeah, and I think what we're gonna do, we're, with their permission, we'll probably take a photo of them, post it on our on our resources, see if it's something that they're comfortable with being highlighted in that manner. So that people do understand that, we have wonderful staff, we have a wonderful department, but we couldn't do any of what we do without volunteers like yourselves, as well as the coaches and commission members. And a lot of people aren't necessarily even aware of the other commissions that exist. I think a lot of people know about the rec commission, of course, but on our environmental education end of things, there are, 2 specific commissions that meet once a month, just like we do, and they make very important decisions and have very important discussions on how we operate in regard to environmental and sustainability issues. So the Climate Smart Commission and the Conservation Advisory Commission. So, and Melissa is one of those members, so I do think it's important that we look to highlight those people as well, not just, our sports programs and such.
Can I ask
Great.
a question?
Mhm.
That-
Hello? This is Joe. I want to ask a question. It's a possible at some point. Anyone could feel free to correct me if I'm wrong or whatever it may be. But is there a way that at some point that we could look at the I don't recall so many times of recognizing like the maintenance department or whatever. Is there somebody in that field that should be recognized at some point as well?
It's a little hard to hear you, but I think what you said is recognizing the maintenance staff. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there a way we could recognize them at some point? I'm not saying now, but something that we could do, or because there's things that they do also, and I've seen a couple of them like last week, and they were just like picking up, and I was talking to them. I said, "Wow, thanks so much. It's nice what you were doing." And it's like, yeah, thanks a lot. It seems so like down and out somewhat. And I think we have to look in that department also, because without them cleaning up and around and helping out as well, I mean, the city wouldn't look the way it looks too. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's another area that we should look at as well.
We have
I'm
great
confused. Are we talking about volunteers or staff? What do we?
I'm staff.
staff for a different time, but a way of recognizing them.
Oh,
Wherever.
yeah. So for this, does anybody have any questions about the volunteers?
I do.
I,
Is there, do any of the board members have any other recommendations of people?
Well, that's
Volunteer in nature.
I missed the names because I came on late. Can you read them again?
I don't know if you weren't here when I said, basically I spoke with my rec staff and asked for any nominations of people that they've been working directly with that they've seen go above and beyond. I'll go briefly down the list. Matt Stote was my nomination. Melissa Iachetta is the nomination of Ellie Gartenstein, who's our environmental specialist. Chris Connolly, one of our rec leaders, he does 14-18 biddy basketball. He nominated Dan Killian. And Andrew Williams nominated Justice Smith. And if you want, I can email you their bios. Well, they're not really bios, but just the staff members' interactions with them, or why they feel they're worthy of this honor.
Thanks.
That would, yeah, that would be good. If we could get an overview of who they are.
When are the awards?
Well, I mean, typically they've been at the February recognition meeting, which obviously is right now. So we can look at the March meeting. It will probably be held via Zoom. And so what we would do, we'll have, awards made up, or, certificates made up. We'll get them to the recipients at one of their games. We might even announce it. Actually, that's not a bad idea too. We can have them presented before their games for the three that are coaches, if people want that. And then because Melissa is she's a commissioner, so she doesn't necessarily have a game or a place where we could present it. So it might just be best to invite them to the March meeting, and then we can kind of speak to them and thank them for their contributions. And they want to say a little something, let them say a little something.
It's a great idea.
I agree.
I agree also.
And if anybody else, I think as Al just mentioned, if there's anyone else that you guys have noticed or witnessed that volunteers their time, I'd be happy to include that. I have, I look to you guys as well. So anybody that wants to give any input in that.
Yeah, it's been so difficult, with this whole COVID-19 situation. It's hard to see who's volunteering. So I think that, the workers, the rec workers and other people who did make the nominations, they know very well, that these people deserve recognition. So I think that we can definitely go on that.
Do we vote on that at this meeting? If you're going to give them out next meeting?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Have you guys voted on them in the past? Is that how that would work?
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the list is just presented, and somebody make a motion to accept them as honorees, and I don't think it's got to be too ceremonious.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the list as presented for the honorees.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yep.
Okay. So we have 4 names of volunteer people to be recognized. So that's great, because we've been working hard on trying to get a list of names. So so then I guess certificates will be made. Lindsay, you will see that the certificates are made.
Yep.
And then a presentation will be made at the next meeting.
Yes, if you guys are all okay with that, I will reach out to each person and invite them to the next meeting. And, we'll make sure that they get their certificate, probably that following day or, week or whatever.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, any other comments? regarding the volunteer recognition recipients? If not, we can move on to the action and discussion items. First up is, it's February, Black History Month.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So as you know, we normally have pretty big event at the Rondout Center, 3-day. I think in the past it's been up to a week of events. This year it has been decided, in speaking with the mayor, that we are not going to be able to open that up to the public. We are going to make sure that the kids that participate in the after school program have events that take place there. We are able to include their parents and any siblings, of course, that in their family. And we can accept commissioners and some volunteers to help out with distribution of food, setup, breakdown, things like that. But it won't be able to be a open kind of flow in and out of people, unfortunately, due to COVID. I had a meeting with my staff yesterday. The plan is to do movie night on February 23rd. And then on the 25th, which is Friday, that's going to be the carnival game night. So we're still trying to get the details. Andrew Williams is heading this effort, along with Chris, Casey, and Ellie. But the movie I believe that's going to be shown is Radio. Anybody ever seen Radio?
No.
yes.
Radio's a good movie. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
So Andrew's working on a list of vendors, people that I think either have already committed to helping out with food, or he believes want to help out with food. We will be able to allow in 1 or 2 speakers. He's working on that list as well. I wanted to check in with all of you and see, and you don't have to answer now if you need time to look at your calendars and see, but kind of let me know if you think you're available to help out on either of those days. As I said, there's going to be food, I believe, on Friday. I think on the Wednesday, the movie night, I think it's going to be kind of snacks. The kids are already going to have their dinner meal that they are served at the end of the night or the end of the day. But then they're going to have snacks and soft drinks that will be served during the movie. But I think Friday is probably the bigger event that might require more volunteers. So if you guys want to take a look at your schedules, let me know. Or actually, if you think you can volunteer, I'll send you all Andrew's contact information. He's keeping a running log of volunteers. So if you think that you're interested or are available, please let him know.
What
Okay.
time was it happening?
So we're normally the center has closed down for about an hour to set up and then reopen for the events. Since we are keeping it open only for the after school kids, we're thinking we're going to just have them stay straight through. That might save their parents a trip. So I think the movie is going to start roughly around 6 o'clock on the 23rd. I think he's thinking it'll end, the night will end somewhere around 8:30. And same with carnival night. I think the kids are going to be downstairs, from like 5 to 5:30. And then he's going to have them all go upstairs for the evening to begin. So 6 to 8 roughly is when we're looking for some assistance.
Okay.
Okay, great. I'm glad that, we can still be able to have these activities.
It's unfortunate that we
this-
can't
this
make it larger and I know that-
Unprecedented time of
Yeah.
COVID. So the kids still get a chance to experience Black History Month at the recreations.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does anybody
other-
else have any questions about that one?
all right.
No.
Nope, everything is clear.
Great. All right. Next up is Earth Fair. And I mean, these are just the main 3 events that have come up, either questions from you guys or just that we've had recent meetings about. So I just want to make sure everybody is clear on some of the things that are going to approach pretty quickly. Earth Fair. I believe the last Earth Fair was 2019. I don't know how many of you have participated in the past. Generally, this has been run through our environmental section of the department, along with the Forside Nature Center folks. And Julie has come to me this year and expressed some concerns about, need for assistance and volunteers. And so we're trying to expand our efforts. We're trying to kind of get the word out to people that generally would be interested in this or maybe have never known about it. And so that's why you guys got that email from me the other day, or last week, I forgot what it was, but there was a meeting this afternoon to kind of just feel out with some partners on how they think they could contribute to this event, if at all. It was a very casual meeting just to kind of feel out if people have the capacity to volunteer. In past years, it sounds like it's always started with a ton of volunteers, and as it gets closer and closer to the event, it's kind of fizzled down to Julie and Casey kind of carrying the torch. And it's a lot of work. I did not realize until today's presentation how much has to be dealt with well before the event and even on the day of. But the prep work was obviously the most eye-opening for me. And so there were about 11 people at this meeting this afternoon. Some members of various commissions and city staff. Health and wellness was on the call. A few of the rec department staff were there. And so at this point, we've decided to move forward and have the event. It's looking like either, I think after today's discussion, it was decided that it was going to be held on May 14th. April 30th was originally the day that they were looking at, but I think there's a big track meet at Dietz Stadium, and that would kind of limit the parking situation. So tentatively, the date is May 14th. I told them that I would speak to the commissioners tonight, just kind of put the word out there and see if anyone wants to hear more information about it. If anyone has time to kind of volunteer in some capacity, whatever that might mean. If you think that you'd be interested, I'm going to send you Julie's contact information. There is more than enough work to go around. But it does, again, it seems like something over the years that kind of has been, under the recreation umbrella, but just not necessarily, it's kind of been made out to be its own thing. So trying to bring it all together and make sure that it's inclusive and everybody understands that this is, serving the larger community and that our entire department should really kind of dive in and pitch in. And so I feel that bringing it to you guys is an important piece of that. So again, if anyone is interested, please let me know and I will get you in touch with Julie or Casey. Just out of curiosity, has anyone ever attended the Earth Fair before?
I haven't.
I
No.
think I went
Not
to,
as well either.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I went, I think the last time I went, I think was 2017 or 2018.
Mhm.
They do a lot of demonstrations. They have a shredding company come in so that people, understand that you can, recycle your paper, shred things, and it can still be taken care of. I think they did a rain harvesting demonstration. There's food, there's music. I think there's been storytelling in the past. So it is it's an important event, and I think it will bring a lot of awareness to folks about Earth Day and how important it is that we all, pitch in and keep our Earth clean and sustainable. So just let me know if you're interested and I will send you the information. And the third event I just want to make everyone aware of, and I think Maureen, you had asked me about this recently, the vintage baseball games.
Oh, right.
So I'm not sure, has anyone seen, there's been a couple articles and Facebook posts going around. Our city historian, Taylor Bruck, he has been working on this for quite some time. They are going to be doing these kind of throwback vintage baseball games at some city parks. I believe they're going to have, the old vintage uniforms. I don't really know too much more about it. This is kind of his project, his event. But I might have him stop by one day. When I say stop by, virtually stop by, and maybe kind of give us a little overview of what it might look like. But just wanted to give you some of the tentative dates that we've been given. It looks like May 13th is one of the days that they're looking to do. And now I'm realizing that he might have thought that was a Saturday, but Earth Fair is on the 14th, which is a Saturday, so that doesn't make sense. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so he had said Saturday, May 13th, but that's actually the 14th. So I will have to let him know that that is also Earth Fair, just so we avoid any possible conflicts. But so I'll get back to you on the dates. One of the other dates, I believe, was August 14th, and they're still waiting for confirmation on the 3rd. All the games are going to be at Hutton Park. I am assuming they're going to have a pretty big turnout. I've seen these posts kind of get some traction recently and gaining some interest. So I'm sure we'll hear more about it once they start releasing some press and doing some radio shows and flyers and such. But just wanted to make you guys aware of that.
I think it would be a good idea to have him, stop by and give us an overview of what to expect. Sounds quite interesting, and I think it's happened in other cities.
Yeah.
From what I had read, so.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, that's all I got for upcoming events right now. And if you want, I could just give you a couple quick updates. I feel like I'm doing all the talking, so I don't want to bore you guys too much, but I will just give you some brief updates on our current programs. 5 to 7 basketball clinic has been going well. We just finished up our 2nd week. We have 21 participants this year, which is great. It's a nice full gym, a lot of energized kids, keeping our staff very busy. They seem to be having a blast. Andrew and Casey have been heading that, and it's been going really well. So really excited about that one. Registration for adult softball started this past Monday. Teams have started reaching out to sign up. We're hoping that, this year, with things not being so last minute with COVID, we know that we're having it. I don't foresee any kind of restrictions or crazy guidelines that will push people away, maybe, or make them kind of apprehensive about signing up. So we do hope to see an increase in the numbers in the teams this year. So that is great. Travis, did you get your team in yet? No.
No, I didn't realize that there were signups. I must have missed that email. I'll have to double check.
All right. Yeah. So
But we're in. I will tell you
All right.
that we got to defend the title.
Oh, there you go. Title. Wow. I don't know if I knew that you guys won last year.
Oh yeah, first place right
Oh man, I shouldn't even mentioned it. Here we go.
here. Right?
All
As I
right.
could say, my head just got bigger than the screen.
I know. Well, there you go. You guys are in the presence of a champion. Did you know
Right?
that?
How'd you do last year? I missed that. No.
We came in first. Oh yeah.
Well, that's exciting. All right. Well, very good. So yeah, so that's going to be that's open now. So get your team signed up. I believe we're going to be starting in first week April. I have to double check that calendar, but we're hoping to have a full season this year. We started pretty late last year, so this year should hopefully go a lot more smoothly. Rondout Center is still going strong. Our numbers are between 30 and 40 daily at this point. We're hoping to be able to introduce some new programs there this spring, looking at youth yoga. Going to kind of do a pilot program and see if that's something kids are interested in. And if it's something that we think kids are kind of into, we might be able to offer it more as a family program, or just continue it as a youth program offering to the whole community. So we're going to kind of see how that goes. Andrew has also expressed interest in starting a garden directly at the Rondout Center and kind of teaching the kids about gardening and sustainability and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So we're looking into that, and who we might be able to partner up with to make that happen. As far as current programs, that's what we got. Over 30 is still going on. Adult indoor volleyball is going on. Biddy League is going well. We did have cancellation because of the weather last weekend, but we're making up games as we go, so we're hopefully not pushing back too far. I do not know what will happen with the banquet though. We got a couple questions about that already. Indoor events are really tough right now, especially with kids, as there's no current mandates for kids to be vaccinated. So that's something I have to continue to discuss with the mayor.
I wanted to, something hit me, and it stems off of something Joe said a while ago. And, you know, these are very strange times, and it's difficult to coordinate these things. It's difficult for us to pick volunteers when we can't really be there to see what's going on. But, you know, I want to applaud you and all of your staff for making sure that these things are happening for all the youth and the kids in our community. They, you know, it's so important. It might be even more important now during COVID because so many other things are taken away, so many opportunities in that, you know, so there's some sense of normalcy and, you know, that you're providing that. And I know that has to be stressful, and, you know, plans get shot down and you have to rethink things and come up with some ingenious ideas to make it happen. And, you know, you have great people working there to make that happen. So I just wanted to applaud you and your staff.
Thank you. And I'll be sure to share that with them. As Joe said, sometimes people don't get, you know, they don't hear the recognition. They don't hear all the positives. They only hear the negatives. So it is always helpful to hear that encouragement. And I will certainly share that. If any of you see our staff, you know, as Joe did with the maintenance, please give them a pat on the back, thank them, you know, let them know that they are seen, they're appreciated. It really does go a long way. So yeah, I thank you for that as well.
It's unbelievable. I'm sitting here taking notes, and there are a lot of programs happening, you know, and the kids are coming out for it. So bravo.
Thank you. Yeah, numbers are definitely going up. I do want to mention, I'm sorry, I know I said I was done, but with the Rondout Center and the Hodge Center, we finally got our computers. So we were awarded, I think $40,000, Steve, was it, for CDBG funding for to go towards computers and you know, some printers and things that'll help kids with their school assignments, homework, projects, things like that. And we finally have them installed at both sites. So, you know, next time you guys are at the center, check them out. Very nice computers, Dell computers. I believe 15 went to each site. And there's some other items, there's some leftover money. So I do think that possibly getting a projector put in for the kids we have some teachers that come in, tutors that can help better do their you know, teaching and do examples and stuff with the, you know, not the old school projectors, the ones with the sheet of paper on there, but a nice up-to-date one where the kids will hopefully be able to benefit from that. So that money is going to very good use. And I thank you, Steve, for helping to always support that whenever CDBG topics come up for our programs.
Yes, I would like to speak about that a little bit also. I visited the Roundout Neighborhood Center last week and the week before last, and it's beautiful how the kids are using the computers, and it's the way that Andrew and his staff down there set everything up is beautiful. And you know, I would like to, you know, thank everybody for that. It's really nice. It's beautiful. It's good to see the kids on the computer and learning and being taught, and especially after school when people are taking time out with the program at the Roundout Neighborhood Center and the Hodge Center, because I went up there also to see what was going on, and it's awesome. I can't say enough. So thanks again, Lindsay, and you know, and I think Amy was involved also.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you know, I went to the center my entire life, And I remember we got our first computer and it was like one of those, I think it was like a black screen, but like everything was green. Like when you typed, it was like the old, it was like the first computer ever made. So, and we might have had Snake on there. I can't remember. It was like one game.
Ooh,
It was
I
like
would
one
love to have
game.
Snake back though.
Mhm. It was very, yeah, it was real. And then we got, I think, some upgrades after that, but we didn't have internet, but we were excited just to have. I think Diner Dash was like the big game that was on those. So it's nice to see them upgrade to, better and better.
Good stuff. All right, I think I'm good then.
Any other comments? Concerns, or anybody want to share anything before we leave? I wanted to share one thing. I had read where Tulip, the potbelly pig,
Oh.
that, oh my goodness, she's
Yeah.
been a mainstay at the Foresight Nature Center for so long. And that was one of the animals that lured my granddaughter there. It's like, let's go see Tulip, but I heard that she had passed away. And so that was a
Yeah.
sad situation. But I did hear that we were able to get 2 piglets to replace her. So I'm
Yes.
not exactly sure how, was that a donation, or were there private funds that helped to pay for that? I
You
don't
know,
think rec center.
I will have to confirm with Mark. If they were purchased, which I'm not sure if they were or not, but usually the Friends group covers those kinds of
Okay.
costs. So it didn't come from the Parks and Rec budget. The Friends group and Mark, they do so much for that place that, I mean, I don't even have the time to tell you everything that they do. So whenever you hear good stuff happening at the nature center, my first thing will always be to point to Mark and give him the credit, because he absolutely deserves it. The Friends group deserves it. They really do put in so much time and energy into making that place what it is, and always looking to improve it. So yes, there are 2 new beautiful tenants there. I think they're called teacup piglets. So yeah, definitely check them out. Super cute. I think their names are Luke and Leia.
Okay. Star Wars.
Yep. And they are beautiful. They're so cute, and we will miss Tulip. But they're our new residents are in good hands.
Yes, that sounds great. So
Maureen,
yes.
I just want to say something. I happened to run into Mike Henderson with the BMX track.
Yes.
Actually, I ran into him in my cellar. He was working on my furnace. That's where I ran into him.
Oh,
But anyway, he wants to kind of get back on track of appearing before the commission periodically. So I said probably not next month if we're going to be doing the awards next month. So, maybe for the April meeting, I'll tell him to call Lindsay and, have him put on the agenda, and they can
Sure.
just come in and give an update and kind of get reacquainted.
right. Speaking about BMX, what is the situation with, the water in that area? Will that be an issue as far as BMX being able to be up and running?
The parking is definitely a concern. It won't affect the track at all, but the track is up high on the field and stuff, but the parking, that is something that is a concern. Until that project is sorted out, the flooding, it's going to remain as is. I don't have an update from the engineering's office, or
Right.
it's,
Okay.
you have to consider parking. I mean, we did just put in a new parking lot, but it is across the street. So that's definitely gonna have to be something that's discussed for the upcoming season.
Thanks for that information, Steve, because we definitely would like to continue to see that BMX, field being used, so we can definitely get him back in to let us know what his vision is for this year's BMX activities. Okay, if no one else has any concerns or comments, we can, I can make a motion to bring this meeting to a close, and I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second
Anyone?
it.
Okay. And we will get together again in March. Oh, shoot, I don't know what date.
It's Thursday, March 5th.
Is it March 5th? Okay,
I
For
think
some
March
reason,
3rd.
No, it's March 3rd.
I have 5 PM, but I had Thursday, March. But I didn't have.
I did
the
notice,
fifth.
on the first
Oh, I
one that I sent you, I didn't have a number on there, but then I,
Okay.
March,
Sorry.
Of course, that's the one I have printed out, so, okay, Thursday, March 5th, 5 PM.
no, March 3rd.
March
At
3rd,
5.
5 PM.
You got it.
To everyone, stay safe.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right.
Hey.